Namaste, Vitruvians. Welcome to yet another spotlight on a special Friday. It's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. So great to have you. I'm here with Mike. Good morning, Mike. How's it going?
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. For those that have a loved one, it's great to see everybody. Yeah, it's a great start to the day. I was looking forward to today's spotlight. So I love your glasses, Nick.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I
Sure.
will take them off soon. I probably cannot focus too much on the screen with them, but I figured I only get to wear these once in a while, and today is a good day to wear. So, yeah.
Yeah, I got my red. This is the only red I have. You have a lot of red, but
I
I
have.
don't have a lot of red.
If you go look at my post on Twitter, my GM post on Twitter today, I went a bit overboard on the red. But I decided to tone it down slightly for this for the show. But we talked a little bit about today's spotlight, and we said we need to give people time to go spend time with their loved ones today. So we're gonna try and keep it pretty tight. All right. So. But we have some special guests here today, and I'm really excited about that. So let me do this first. Should we dive right into our show and then get our guests on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this. All right, everyone. Welcome to season 6, episode 7 of the Vitruveo Spotlight. Today is Valentine's Day, so wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day. I love our community and just love all the artists, all the investors, everybody. Just love you all. Just so excited to be here today. I'm Nick Kalyani, founder and CEO, and with me is Mike Purdy, COO. And we're going to get cracking. And I'm going to take this off the stage and actually start off by bringing on some special people. But before I do that, I want to talk about them. All right. So one of the things that we do uniquely that's different from most blockchains is that we don't just have the protocol. We have a full application suite that goes along with it. And that's what makes us unique and different is we're not trying to just be another blockchain. And the applications that are being developed, while they look simple, they have a lot of hidden complexity, a lot of moving parts, and it takes a fair amount of expertise to build something like that. And what I thought I would do today is bring on our team, which is based in Brazil, and give you a chance to meet with them and maybe ask them some questions and say hi to them. So let's do that. Let's get our whole team on here. Let's chat with them a little bit and let's ask them some questions. So here we go. Let's bring them all on here. Welcome, gentlemen. So great to have you all here. Good morning. This is
Hello,
great.
hello, Nick. Hi,
All
Mike.
right. Yeah. So let's start off with a round of intros so you can get to meet everyone. And Luan, if I can ask you to mute your microphone a bit. Right. Great. Thanks. So let's start with you, Norberto. I'm going to put you guys on the spot here. Introduce yourself, and then maybe tell our community a little bit about a hobby of yours. Something separate from development that you want to share. And let's go around and do that. So let's start with you, Norberto.
Okay, so hello, everyone. Thank you, Nick, for the invitation. Thank you, Mike. Well, my name is Norberto. I'm based in Brazil, so I work with these nice guys that you can see up here. And I'm a project manager at JB Tech. So it's a company based in Brazil, created in Brazil. And our main focus is on software development and digital signage, which was our previous core business. So regarding hobbies, well, probably you may notice that I have a bunch of things blurred in my background. So it's a home lab. So what I do while not working is to tinker with devices and gadgets and IO stuffs and etc. So that's what I do not do currently when I'm working, but I spend most of my time doing this.
So Norberto, we have similar hobbies in that regard. I consider my official hobby void warranties. So wherever possible, I
Yeah.
try to avoid warranties. So
Yeah. I think that we can actually be the same because I cannot show here, but I have some stuff without screws and with some alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, some brushes and etc. laying around here.
all right, great. Thank you for that. Who's next?
Thank you. Matheus is next, I
All
guess.
right.
Bom, me ajuda aí a traduzir depois, Norberto.
Go ahead.
Bom, eu sou o Matheus, trabalho na JB Tech, estamos com essa stack da Vitruveo, vai fazer 1 ano e pouco já. Sou programador full stack, trabalho tanto na parte visual quanto na parte de back-end também, né? E meus hobbies, além de gostar muito de tecnologia, gosto muito de esporte, gosto muito de música e animais, né? Procuro passar bastante tempo aqui com os meus cachorros. Inclusive, eu tenho 2 bulldogs. É isso.
Okay. So, for the ones who cannot speak Portuguese, Mateus is a full stack developer. He's been with Vitruveo for the past year and a half. And, well, while he's not tinkering things, so he's a
What happened? Did we lose
learner for new technologies. Yeah. I'm lagging?
Yeah, you were lagging. When he's not a developer is what we heard last. So can you repeat that part?
Oh, okay. Sure. So I'm closing everything here so I won't lag again. So he's a full stack, a pretty quick learner and pretty damn quick developer. And he codes not only the backend but also the front end. So he does both things. And while he's not working, his hobbies are music, sports, and he do dig animals. So he has 2 bulldogs and tries to spend most of the time with them too.
That's great. All right. And next up?
Marcos, I guess.
Olá, meu nome é Marcos, tenho 27 anos, sou desenvolvedor aqui junto com o Matheus, full stack na JB. Eu gosto de ir para academia, né? Então, gosto de praticar exercício ali. Vou 3 vezes na semana. Também gosto de jogar videogame e também gosto de ouvir música. Minha banda favorita é Imagine Dragons. E é isso.
Oh, that's new. One thing that is interesting is because as we spend most of the time working, we actually do not know the people that we are working with. So I just learned that his favorite band is Imagine Dragons.
All right.
So, yeah. So Marcus is 27. He's also a full stack developer. He's a gym aficionado, so he likes to work out. And in other moments, he also likes to game. So he's a gamer, full-time when he's not developing. He's a full-time gamer, and also he likes music. So, and I just learned that he digs Imagine Dragons a lot. So that's new for me. Interesting.
All right. Next up.
I think the next is me. Hi guys, I am Luan. I am 23, also a full stack developer. I work with Nick for 1 year. 1 year working with Nick, it's a lot of time. And in my free time, I usually play chess and study about chess. I'm not a perfect chess player, but I try my best.
All right. That's great.
News to me too.
All right. And then we have Doc.
Hey, hello. Yes, I am Doc, as it says there. I have been following Nick ever since the, I don't know, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Observing, commenting, making noises, and slowly I got in into the team. I have been a software engineer all my life, At the same time, my hobby has been photography ever since I was 9 years old. But I left software engineering about 7 years ago and dedicated 100% full time to my photography. It's only recently, actually about 3 or 4 weeks ago, that observing what's going on here in development. I was tempted several times, but I didn't want to go back. But finally, I got trapped into the software mood again, and I started to write some scripts to access the blockchain and I developed something which is very much like Scope, but it's multi wallet and multi-chain. And something funny happened early today. I was testing the access to my Vibe in different accounts and my Vortex and my COX. And something went wrong all of a sudden. I was comparing the data from a few minutes before with the data now, and all of a sudden it has changed. And I didn't change the code there. And it was going mad. It was increasing the numbers. And then all of a sudden, it is Nick. Nick sending the 5 airdrops. So the software was working and Nick was working.
Yeah, I did the airdrop this morning, and you were testing results during that time. I got it. Oh wow. Well, we're gonna go through and ask some more questions, but before that, I want to answer the burning question that I've seen a couple times, guys. We have a diverse team. We have application software development, we have DevOps, and we have other features also. So this here is the application development team. Nelio is the lead architect and also leads up the DevOps team. So when we talk to the DevOps team, we'll have Nelio on here. When we talk to the leadership, we have him here. This here is our primarily working on Exhibit. So they've built Exhibit so far and art cards, and they'll build other things also. So we are talking about different teams. We don't bring everyone on all the time, but I certainly love having Nelio on here. So maybe next week, we'll bring him on here because we do want to talk a little bit about protocol. So let's shift back a little bit. Norberto, let's start with you.
Yeah.
And if you can, walk us through the Exhibit development cycle, if you will. How do you go about it? What happens? Give us some more insights.
Sure. I don't know if everyone has been following the recent launches, but we did have in the past couple of months a lot of new applications. So we had art cards, we had stacks and Spotlight and nice new features. So one thing that thrilled us in the past months is that this amount of new things and new stuff that you come up probably every single day. So it's fun to work with this project because we are never doing the same thing over and over again and get bored. So and that's why we start our day early in the morning here in Brazil, especially to talk about the latest additions and features. And especially when you have a new request, we tend to also do a really nice brainstorm because the team is not only a full stack group of developers, but they also usually contribute with good ideas, new concepts, and additions. So our brainstorm session is really valuable because on top of what you came up, we can also contribute with ideas and new features and etc. After that, we usually let the guys go and code. So usually in pairs or even they go to develop their own tasks individually. After that, we usually get to lunch. Well, sometimes it's not possible, but we try to do it at least grab a snack. And in the afternoon we usually go to testing. So sometimes it's possible to test new features on the same day. Sometimes we take a couple of days to have this. We do have a QA environment, so it's nice to have this kind of sandbox to play with and test crazy ideas and features beforehand. And once it's tested and approved, it's the moment that we go live. So today you are going to have one of these special moments. I'm not going to spoil this. So we will have a new feature that we have been working for the past, I don't know, 30, 40 days. And I guess everyone is going to be thrilled to have this new app and new place to make business. So that's our usual day. So hard work, a lot of fun, and new surprises on the road uh, every single week. So
All
thanks
right.
for that, Nick. Yeah.
You skipped the part that I know interact with you guys. We have a daily stand-up meeting, so let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, because in the afternoon when we already coded some things, we actually do have a daily. It should be a stand-up meeting, but it's not. It's we spend actually uh, most of the days 1 hour on one full hour. Sometimes it takes more. So we actually do have interactive sessions when you can drive us and prioritize things when needed. So our daily sessions are pretty valuable too because first of all, I can practice my English. So in the past 6 or 8 months, I had the chance to improve it. But most important, I've been learning a lot about project management, strategy, new products launch, and everything that has to do with not only Web 2 that I'm pretty old, so Web 2 was pretty easy to me because I've been in online since '96. But this Web 3 part is mind blowing. So thanks for that too. So and the guys actually didn't know much about Web3 and crypto and NFTs and everything. So it's been a nice and pretty enriching journey for us to be part of this part. So these
Yeah, no,
sessions,
no.
well, we sometimes get a slap, but it's deserved. But it's been fun. Yeah.
Right. So Norberto, in my technical career, I worked with a lot of project managers, and I must say that you are at the very top, the upper echelon there.
Thank you.
I really
Appreciate it.
love how in our stand-ups, we start off with I open up Google Slides and just draw rectangles and write some text and draw some arrows, and then that's it. You take that, you run with it, and in a couple of days that's a feature. It's just amazing, and I love the discipline. And then really about quality control, I care a lot about quality, as you know from our stand-ups.
Yeah.
Once I see something that's off, my mind just goes away, and I need to get that fixed. And I love how you track everything and make sure all the defects are corrected. And sometimes I'm just blown away how proactive the team and you are in
Yeah.
like you find things that we haven't even found, and just fix them. So I appreciate that. So what I'd like to do now is just you said something very key about people being in Web 2 and graduating sort of into Web 3. What I'd like to do is from the dev team, get a little sense about their journey and what they like or dislike about working on these projects with Vitruveo. So why don't we start with you, Mateus? If you can tell us a little bit about that.
Você entendeu aí, Matheus? So I'm think I'll have to translate it. a little bit,
that's fine.
but it's going to be quick. Então, Matheus, ele perguntou, enfim, suas impressões, sua experiência, o que você ganhou, o que você gostou,
Sim,
enfim. Especialmente dessa coisa de sair do mundo Web 2 plano e juntar todas as coisas de Web 3, né? E aí o Marcos e o Luan respondem na sequência.
Sim, a primeira coisa é que, tipo assim, eu fui muito sortudo em ter participado desse projeto desde o início, né? E ver a proporção que ele se tornou hoje, né? Então, tipo assim, eu vi que todos os desafios que a gente teve no decorrer do tempo, tudo, tipo assim, valeu a pena, sabe? Todas as noites de sono e tudo mais, sabe? Porque realmente o projeto tomou muito corpo em pouco tempo também. E sobre essa nova experiência de estar trabalhando com o Web3, para mim foi uma baita novidade também, né? Não tinha nenhum contato fora isso, fora aqui. E acredito que hoje, se eu não estiver dominando aí, eu estou bem próximo, porque como a gente mexe aí todos os dias, isso para mim me ajuda demais aí, tá aprendendo todos os dias. Bom, é isso. Só para não ficar muito longo para você traduzir.
Thank you. So he said he considers himself pretty lucky because he was part of the Vitruveo exhibit project from the beginning. So he was able to follow and understand and participate in all the discussions and see how the challenges were presented to the teams. And he actually said that it paid off all the long nights and long runs of coding and finding bumps and obstacles in the way. And when he joined, he was not pretty knowledgeable about Web3. And that's why he also considers himself pretty lucky because he was able to learn about the protocol and how to deal with contracts and everything. And now he feels pretty comfortable and confident that he can do and perform in the way that you need us to do it.
That's great. I must say, I've worked with a lot of devs also, and Matthias is easily, I don't know if a lot of people have heard the term a 10x developer, where like an individual developer is all it takes over 10. That's Matthias. He's so fast and so good at what he does. It's amazing. We have a great team. Everyone is an X developer here, where it's like put a number in front of it. They are a multiple. They're not an individual developer. They are 5x, 10x. So that's great. All right, so let's have Marcos answer that same question.
Como o Matheus disse aí, a gente estava acostumado a trabalhar com Web 2 e tal. Aí vem essa oportunidade desse projeto. Foi um desafio no início ali, mas como qualquer outro desafio é feito para serem superados, né? Então a gente superou ali. Hoje a gente consegue mexer com maior facilidade no Web3. E no dia a dia, vale muito em consideração a parte criativa. Então, a todo momento a gente está pensando em novos recursos para implementar, pensando em como melhorar a plataforma. E isso me anima bastante, porque eu gosto muito de criar, não ficar na mesmice ali. É isso.
Okay. So Marcos concurred with Mateus. So he also was in the beginning of the project. So he also saw that it was a big challenge to move from Web 2 to Web 3. Well, as all the team here in Brazil, we accepted the challenge, and I think that we are doing great so far. So it's been nice. And the thing that he likes the most is that as he likes to create and innovate in things. He's not, Mateus is not, Marcus is not, and also Luan is not just a developer, just a coder. So they do like, and Marcus emphasized that he enjoys a lot being able to not only code but also to innovate and create and contribute in this way to improve functionality, suggest new features. So that's the thing that he likes the most. And one particular thing that I'd like to share with you, Mateus and Marcus met each other in college. And Mateus was a little market manager. So he was at something like a 7-Eleven.
Wow.
And most impressive one, Marcus. He was a truck mechanic.
Okay. Wow.
So they
And
both have very different backgrounds, and we were able to pull them from these not so fun careers, and now they code every day.
wow, that I can't. They are at such a high level in terms of software
Yeah.
development, engineering.
Yeah.
Wow, that is great. It speaks, volumes about the types of people they are. So that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Luan,
My turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
Vitruveo give to me the opportunity to work with Web3 by first time. It's my first touch in Web3. And the experience, it's very positive. A lot of learning about Web3 and how to work with complex softwares with various business rules. And I like it. I like the dynamism of the thing. Every time Nick search with a new idea, a new features, and when you see the application, think, oh, it's done. Nick appears, oh, new feature. There's a new feature, new idea. Now have stacks, spotlight, art card, and never stopped. And I like it. That is awesome. Nick has a incredible creativity, and and I like because it's a challenge. Every day has a new challenge, and I see the challenge is like an opportunity to improve your skills. Even when the deadline is short, it's an opportunity to improve your skills as a developer. So in this case, don't exist anything that I dislike in this work. I can't list anything. Oh, that is a bad thing. No, don't exist because it's only challenges and the goal. It's overcome all challenges, and that is awesome.
All right. All right. Well, let's get everyone back on screen here. I just want to give everyone, lots of applause, lots of flowers. You have worked very hard on Exhibit. It's come so far, and it is one of the most complex pieces of software I have certainly worked on in my lifetime. And I want to thank you for making it real, because it is multi-layered. It has not only a Web 2 front end, but it has a complex, at least 10 different contracts, smart contracts on the back end. It's got an API, it's got databases, it's got schedulers, it's got agents, it's got services. There's just so much complexity to it. And not to mention, containers for deployment and things like that. So, and that you replicate that among multiple environments, and people sometimes just look at the web page and don't understand or don't realize that how many layers of complexity there are that have been simplified into a web page like that. So thank you guys, I really appreciate having you. And now what are you doing here? Get back to work. We got some new features we got. Yeah. Have a good weekend.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
All right, you're
Take
most
care.
welcome.
Thank you,
Bye,
Nick.
everyone.
Thank you, guys.
All right, with that done, wait, what's going on here? There we go. I think I got everything covered. All right. So let's continue with our spotlight here. So Mike, what do you think? What is your take on the team? Muted.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've had the pleasure of being on some of the dev meetings, and it's always great. You guys work so fast, and even though a lot of it goes over my head because I'm not a developer, it's still really good to see the back end and how the meetings are constructed, and how the team is so cohesive and how things get done. So it's awesome. I love the times that I can join those meetings. It's always great just to see everybody. And Nelio, people were worried that Nelio was gone because he wasn't on today. They're like, oh my God, who's leading the Brazil team? And panic started setting in. But it's always great to see him. Obviously, the dev team does both development and DevOps, so they obviously run the entire blockchain with support, and it's incredible how responsive they are. You know, when we had an issue on February 5th, it was incredible to see. You know, we're all up at 2 a.m. Fixing an issue, and they're responsive, and it's just a great team. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love working with them. And one thing I want to say is, in software engineering, most teams work with a sort of methodology called agile, where you have a daily stand up and it follows a set routine. I'll tell you, we are super agile because like I was saying, we go to a stand up and I'll say, okay, last night I thought of this idea. I whip out Google Slides, we go through it, and it's so fast, the engineering workflow we go through from that concept to actually shipping. And one of the things that I've committed to when it comes to this community and our software is to build in the open, because I'm a huge open source proponent. I believe in the rising tide lifts all boats philosophy. So open source is that. So what artists have never experienced, is to see the software being built. I mean, you see OpenSea, Foundation, Super, etc. They just say, okay, this feature is coming, and they get the marketing aspect of it. But what we do is something really different. Is just when the idea is a concept, I put it on X and try and gather feedback, and almost always, without fail, someone will suggest something, and it really drastically changes the feature. And so we take iterative feedback like that. We even post wireframe mockups, and then when there's an early preview, we have a QA that's live. So we are basically always building in the open and giving artists and the whole community always advance access to all the features, so they can try it out and see and let us know. Because when you have so many eyes looking at it, there's always good ideas that come. And also, there's a saying, many eyes may lead to shallow bugs. So we are able to really get course correct very early on, so we don't get too far and then go like, oh wow, no one wants that feature. So we get that information early on. So very pleased now to launch today a new feature of Exhibit. So we've been working on it quite a bit. The team has put a lot of effort into it, and super excited to launch today Exhibit Stores. So this is an important feature for us because it brings together a lot of things that we have been working on into a very simple but very powerful user experience. And I want to talk a little bit about stores and also show you what it's like. So the main use cases of the Exhibit stores is there are 4 I've put here, but there's really an infinite number of use cases. One is you can showcase your own artwork. So if you want to create a website that is dedicated to your artwork as an artist, stores can do that for you. If you've got a group or a collective, maybe a group of photographers or a group of visual artists or AI artists or whatever, and you want to just have a website that focuses on your work alone on your groups, you can do that. If you have a gallery and you want to have artists, your artists represented, including whatever markups you have, etc., stores can do that for you. And last but not the least, stores is so quick and so easy to set up that it lends itself to marketing campaigns. So what I mean by that is that if we have a certain kind of promotion, which is maybe it's Halloween, or maybe it's Valentine's Day, or anything like that, right? We can instantly throw up a store that's branded for that and get it going. But let's overarching to all of this is the most important feature, which I have not put down here. It is about affiliate marketing. So we make the pledge to artists that on Vitruveo, you don't have to do any marketing. You create your artwork, you provide the metadata, and you sit back, and other people are going to market for you. And why would other people do that? Well, because it's the same reason why people do affiliate marketing with Amazon and other companies like that. You make money. So one of the key features of stores, as you'll see, is the ability to mark up stuff. So when you have that markup, now all you got to do is promote your store and whatever artworks you might have chosen in there. And when there are sales through that, and whether it's for right now, we have collectibles, but soon we'll have print on demand, etc. Whenever anyone buys or licenses anything from that store, you make money. So we give everybody the opportunity, especially folks that are influencers, to monetize their audiences. And exhibit stores is the way we do that. So let's take a look at it. And I've done demos of it before, but when it was still work in progress. But I like to go through a full cycle demo today. All right. So this software is still in beta. What that just so everyone understands the distinctions between alpha, beta, and production. Alpha is software that is not at all ready for full use, but it kind of works. It's out there and it's subject to change. We might remove some feature, we might add some feature, and do things like that. Beta software is the features are all baked. They're kind of frozen, if you will. We have gone through quality control. Most of the bugs are gone, but there might still be some defects. And for the most part, it's ready for production. But we know there are still a few issues that we are working on to fix. And that's what beta is. And then production is, well, it's been through the whole QA cycle. And now this is what we want the world to use. So this is beta software. We expect that there might still be some issues, but for the most part, we've fixed a lot of them. So let's start looking at stores. So before we go directly into stores, I want to show you what is search.exhibit.app. So this is our canonical app. This is our main application. This is where all the artworks consigned by all the artists show up. And we've got the UI, we've got the ability to search, etc. So with stores, what you have is the ability to take this whole user experience, brand it, and filter it. What that means is take a subset of the artworks, because there are all the artists, all the artworks of every possible category, every possible genre, style, etc. But you can filter it and say that I only care about these particular artists or these artworks, and you can make a subset of that, and that's a store. So we've started to create a landing page for stores, and when you click on stores, it's going to take you there. Because this is beta software, we have moderation in place right now. So once you create a store, one of our moderators will approve it, and then it'll show up here. So right now we've got two stores up here. One is a sample store. I think Norberto created this one. And then we have Doc's store here. So let's take a look at what the front end looks like first, and then go and see how you go about creating a store. So let's look at this one first. So as you can see, this does not look like search at all. It's got the logo, it's got a splash image, it's got text about the gallery, etc. And you can see the colors all reflect the brand. That's an important thing there. And they are a subset of it. So it isn't very clear that it's a subset here, unless you've seen sort of what the main body of artwork is. It's a lot easier to look at Doc's store here. And if you look here, the URL has changed to mydreams.exhibit.live. So that's an important part of the stores, is every person gets their own unique URL. It's not search.exhibit.app or anything like that. The exhibit.live is reserved for stores only. So you get to choose what your URL is going to be. You get to choose a logo, you got to choose a splash image, descriptive text, and you can see that in Doc's case also, the highlight, etc., is blue, and all we have here is his artworks, so his photographs. So you can think of this as almost an artist portfolio website, because without doing any effort, you can create this in about 10 or 15 minutes, and it's always up to date. You don't have to come and add an artwork here or do anything different, because whatever is in search is shown in your store, and it's filtered and it's live. You don't have to spend time updating it. Just about every portfolio site that exists, you have to go and manually add a link or things like that. You do nothing here. It's self-maintaining. It's zero effort. All right. So that's the end result. And the landing page, we're going to add more features to it. We've got a search feature here, but we're going to enhance this a bit more. But as I said, this is a beta, and we just wanted to get it out there so you could play with it. All right. So let's start with how you go about creating a store. For that, you go to Studio. And in Studio now, everyone can see that there is now a stores option available to everyone. So I'm going to go to that stores option, and I haven't created a store yet. So I'm going to publish a new store. So let's look at what kind of store I want to publish. So I'm thinking that I'm going to talk shortly about the fact that I'm going to do some more art buys this weekend. And I was thinking maybe I could leverage a store for that. So I'm going to create a store called Affordable Art. And what I'm going to do is make it a store that always is showing art that's $100 or less. So that's what we're going to create here. So let's see how you go about creating that. So when I go to Publish Store, I have this UI. Let's start with that. And let's call it Affordable Art. That's the name. We'll type out that title there. I kind of fat finger this occasionally. A store of affordable artworks priced below 100. Priced at or below $100. That's it. All right. Now, was this a real store? Let's say that you were trying to create an affiliate style model, right? But you wanted to make money, you would do a markup. So I don't want to make money of this. I just want to have this store advertised. So I'm going to make the price markup 0. And then it's time to everything is always live here. You can see the updates, etc. So let's upload a logo and a few other things there. So I made a logo. Here we go. I made an affordable art logo. We'll keep that. And then that's the square image that goes. You can see it's already here in the browser. It's called the favicon. And then you can actually have a logo. So I have this here. All right. So that should be good. All right. And then last but not the least, you can have a banner image. And I just made one earlier today. Here, you can crop it, size it as you want up here. And we do that. All right. And so if you look at the preview here, it's showing me the preview of the site. I kind of zoomed in my browser a little bit for the spotlight, and so the layout looks a bit wonky, but it'll look fine on your desktop. And hit next. And now, all right. This is live in production. I'm not sure why someone is saying it's on testnet. It is not. It is live on production. Okay, so now we want to add our filters. Any filter that is available to you. So just think about taking all this giant pool of artworks that is available and saying, I want in my store to show this subset. So you can choose whatever filter you want. You can filter by artist, you can filter by mood, culture, orientation, whatever. In my case, I'm just going to have one simple filter, which is price. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to say I want to restrict the price to let's see, $100. There we go. So that's it. My store is just about price and nothing else. And my filter is done. So I hit next, and I've completed that part. And the last part is I can configure the UI. So if you look on the search site, you've got a bunch of what I would call widgets here. You've got, filters, pagination, metadata, etc. So you can choose what you want or what you don't want on there on your site. So maybe if your site is intended to be just a portfolio site, just to showcase your work, you don't need filters and things like that. You don't need a lot of, for example, I'm going to remove the recently sold, the artwork spotlight, and the artist spotlight. I just want to go straight to the artwork. So I'll do that, and we'll go next. And now we've got a preview here of what we're going to get. And let's go review and publish. And now it says, nice work, your store is ready for moderation. Once you submit it, our team will review it and approve accordingly. So we'll try and be very quick about this. Obviously, we have to be sensitive to the fact that it's our moderators are, well, it's Doc and Pam and I who will primarily be doing the moderation. So we have to be a little mindful of time zones. But other than that, we're good to go. And I asked my good friend Norberto to approve me here earlier today. So hopefully it will get approved soon. And then we can go into stores and we can hit reload and see it here soon. So Norberto, if you are still monitoring, please approve me. And there we go. Thank you, Norberto. Boom, just like that. And now my store is up here. We go into it, and you can see it's affordableart.exhibit.live. This is still beta, so you can see that that zoomed in a little bit. I probably got to do some work. There's a description, but you can see that all the artworks here meet that filter criteria. They're all at $100 or less. So I have achieved my goal of creating that. Now, one thing I didn't do, which I deliberately did not do actually, because I want to show that you can go back and edit, is the highlight colors and things like that. So if you go back here, what you can do, let me go back to stores, and now it's got my store here. I can go back here, and I want to change the color highlight to, let's say, purple. Let's go with a lighter purple. There, that's the one I want. And I go next, publish, and now let's where did my store go? It's one of these. There we go. Hit reload, and there we go. So you can see how now it matches my brand, and it looks and feels like it was created just for me. So this is the power of stores. And I made the claim that you can create your own store in 15 minutes. I exaggerated a little bit. You can probably do it in 5 minutes. It's very simple, very easy, and we fully expect that people are going to create hundreds, if not thousands, of stores here, because there isn't a necessity that this have a permanency to it. You can create a store for any purpose. You can create as many as you want. And remember, when you are doing this, you're helping us achieve the goal of marketing for artists. So if you have an audience of any kind and you could target them, maybe you like beaches or bicycles or whatever it is, you can create filtered stores of that, and really help get get exposure for the artists. So when it comes to marketing campaigns, I just used events like Valentine's Day, etc. But it could be anything. It could be a simple marketing campaign for your business where you want to showcase a certain type of artworks or a certain city or something like that. Maybe that's a good example. Maybe you promote travel and you want to have artworks from different countries or different cities. You can do whatever you want. So stores is a very powerful way to market and also make money. So if I see, Tina, you're saying I'm in studio, but stores is not active. Yes, what you need to do is just log out and log in again, and you will see it. So this is a very, very exciting feature. Let's take a few questions here, and then we can continue because we got a lot of other things. You know what? I'm going to save the questions until later because we do have a ton of materials to go to. But I'm super excited for stores. It's something we've been working on a long time, and it really distinguishes us from a lot of other quote unquote marketplaces, because we are not a marketplace, we are a protocol. And built on top of that, we've created an ecosystem just for creators. And stores is a very tangible expression of the flexibility and power that you can have. So super excited. Mike, what do you think of stores? You're in the background there.
I'm right here. Yeah, it's amazing. I think in terms of a marketing tool, I think it's going to be incredible for the creators in order to kind of fine tune their presentation, and I think it's pretty awesome. A lot of people have been asking if they can do multiple stores. I think we've received about 13 questions about that.
You can create one store or 1,000 stores.
Yeah.
And as I said, the feature is available to everybody. If it's not available to you, just log out and reload your browser. Do a hard refresh, because most likely you've got the cached old application. If you refresh, it is available for everyone. It is generally available to everyone. And please create as many stores as you want. Like I said, we're going to moderate initially because it's still beta, but give us a couple of weeks. We'll flush out all the remaining bugs, and then it'll be available without moderation. So yeah, this is super exciting, and it's really important for us because it starts the path to monetization. The ability for us to have a search website and bring people is ultimately great, but not gonna scale up monetization at a big level. It's gonna happen because lots of other people are gonna create stores, share them on social media, wherever, and mark it up and make money. So that's the goal here. Is so, like I said, if you've got an audience, please create stores and market to them. Okay, a quick next steps update, a strategy update. We are working on two primary features, True Level and Print on Demand right now, which I've mentioned before. We made a strategic decision to prioritize income. We feel like the time has come where it's really important, both for the artist and for us as Exhibit as an application, to really demonstrate the potential for us to make revenue at a really large scale. I think a lot of people appreciate that, because a lot of well, not a lot, but all the fees go into Vibe. So that's income for everybody, not just the artists. So our strategic decision is to prioritize income. And what that means is we have put True Level second. We know it's important, but as I said, we want to prioritize income. And so Print on Demand comes first. And right away, Monday morning, the team is going to take on Print on Demand and start working on it. Now, this is not something we are starting at level 0. We've already done a bunch of work on it, and you can see that already. If you go into any of these artworks, etc., you'll see that there is now a new UI, and we've created this with Print on Demand in mind. So for specifically, what we've got here is available licenses here, and you can see that this is a new UI. This was not how it was before. What we've created is a full screen buying experience, because we intend to launch lots of different licenses with these two as the first. You can see we already got print here. It's coming very soon. But what we've done is we've changed the user experience. So when you click buy, you go into a full screen experience. Why is this important? This is important because for print, users might, I can't talk into the same, well, I guess I can do it. 1 second. Let me just connect and show you this. This was kind of important. Okay. All right, there we go. So if you can see, this is a large layout. It allows us to look at things, very nicely. So when it comes to print, you're going to be potentially choosing lots of different products. Just think about your average e-commerce experience, right? Whether it's Amazon or Target or whatever, any kind of store you go online to buy, there's the usual stuff. You've got tiles of products, and you have to choose variants, styles, options, sizes, all kinds. We didn't want to constrain that in this little, let's see, where's my little box here? I don't like the fact that a browser tends to lag with StreamYard here, but I'll reload here and get it back up. Sorry about that. But here we go. So sorry, my browser tends to blow up. Okay, so we didn't want to limit your entire print on demand experience in this little rectangle window. We wanted it to be a beautiful, lush, full screen experience, and so that's where we are getting to. So so print on demand is coming, and that is coming fast. And with that also comes one very important feature, which I know some people have asked about. Will be credit card purchases. So we will integrate fully. The entire print experience requires zero crypto anything. It's just all Web 2 experience, but on the back end, it'll still be Web 3. So smart contracts, everything on the back end, but on the front end, it's all done with credit card. So super excited about that. All right, so that is our update on Exhibit. And now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Vibe. But first, a sip of chai. I see lots of questions coming in. We'll tackle them. We'll tackle them at the end there. All right. So let's talk a little bit about Vibe. So we first of all, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you. We've done an amazing job with the Vibe minting. The community. We had 3 good vibrations live streams here, and the community responded to every challenge and really blew past it. And we were at some 26 and change before I started this session. Let's see where we are. We're still at 26 and change here. Hope to do a Saturday Night Fever tomorrow night and try and get us to 0. So we'll see if we can get that to work. But anyway, the most important thing is thank you. We really appreciate that. If you don't have a Vibe, you can go to vitru.xyz/vibe and pick up some for as little as $6. One is $6. All right. Now, as I said, we're gonna do the Saturday Night Fever Vibe party, and the options that you have for individual vibes remain the same from last week. But in the past few days, we introduced a new thing, is a Vibe bundle. So that is where you can get 25 Vibe for $100, and that brings the price down to $4, which is a really great price for Vibe. Now I want to go in a slightly different direction. I saw a couple of Discord questions asking about the distribution of Vibe, etc. So you can go back to this deck later and look at it in more detail. But what I did was I did a complete analysis of all the Vibe holders. Well, this was as of 3 days ago, and I wanted to share that with you. I don't want to go through every number here. You can go back and look at it at your leisure. But you can see here. I'll just interpret how to read this table. This here says in the first 2 columns the number of Vibe that are held by folks. So from 1 to 10 Vibes, there are 2,132 holders. So 50% of holders have 10 Vibes or less. And the last 2 columns tell us in aggregate how many Vibes they hold. All those 2,132 holders, and what percentage of the overall million Vibes that represents. So overall, those 2,000 holders are holding 11,573 Vibes, and that represents 1.46%. So if you go down the stack there, down the table, you can get a good feel for how the distribution of Vibes is held, and you can see that the majority are people holding 1,000 to 2,500. So you can see that's 20% of the Vibes are concentrated in those holders, and 2,500 to 10,000. Now that's a bigger range. That's 7,500, but that's almost 30% of Vibes are in that range. So you can go look at this at your leisure, but this analysis is pretty current, and it gives you a good idea of how the distribution of of vibes is. All right. So now I want to give you something that people have been waiting for a long time. And I'm very pleased to report that we do have a vibe denomination update. What that means is the contract has been updated now to enable denomination changes. The scope UI is not updated yet, but the feature is active on Explorer already. And I'm going to demonstrate it to you right now in just a minute so you can see how it works. But the basic idea is very simple. You select the vibe tokens you have, whatever ones, it doesn't matter which ones, and you burn them. And in the contract, you instantly get credit for that month. So let's say you burn, 10 tokens, and the aggregate number of the denominations is 1,000. So now you have a credit for 1,000. Next, what you can do is you can choose how you want that 1,000 to be re-rendered as tokens and in what denominations, and you can then mint from your credit. So this feature is available right now, and it's available on Explorer if you want to venture to try it, but we'll get the UI up there shortly. Excuse me. Let me show you how you can do it. So I always like to begin with scope because all the contract addresses are there. So you can go here and you can click on the vibe contract. That's going to bring you here. And like I said, we're going to have the UI in scope. This is if you just want to do it directly yourself, you can do it. Now, go to contract, go to write proxy. And as I'm doing this, I'm just wondering if this might be too complicated to do live, and if I can probably create a video so that people can follow through it. You know what? Let me backtrack here and say that I'll just create a video because it'll be a lot easier for people to follow along. So I'll make the video and post it in Discord. So if you want to do it with Explorer, you can do it then. All right. So that brings us to the next topic, which is Mike. And we're going to do a trading update.
Okay, let's dive into this. So over the past, I have my trading chart right up here. I'll bring it down. Over the past 7 days, we've been tracking all of the different trades that are going on, and it's really been helpful to kind of understand what the community, what the public are doing, and how the price is responding. The good thing is that we have seen about 15-16% growth over the past week, which is great. We're still seeing kind of large purchases will come in and then immediately large sells to exit. And so what we've decided to do is put together kind of a strategy in order to, because we obviously can't market a chart until we work out the supply issue. So I think we've put together a really good plan in order to address that. I think the price right now is up to 42 cents, which is great. We'd really like to kind of get the price around that $1, $2 range is kind of what our goal is over the next 30 days. So let's kind of take a look at what our strategy is. So just to kind of review the price, you'll see, over the past 7 days, about a 15% growth rate. We see the large purchase will come in, and then we'll see people exiting. And what's happening is people are filling out their order book. They're trading on spot orders on weeks, which allows you to sell or allows you to put a buy order in as well as a sell order. Anytime these orders come through, we're basically capping the price. The community is saying, hey, it's okay if I get 42 cents for this Vitruveo, and you can see that they're putting their Vitruveo amounts of anywhere from $200, some cases 500, 800 Vitruveo we've seen, which does create a really good buying opportunity for those that want to pick up some cheap Vitruveo. What we've decided to do is actually take some treasury funds and purchase more of the supply, so that the treasury can benefit from growing the treasury and the amount of Vitruveo that we have. And what that will also do is reduce sell pressure on weeks right now, so that we can really monitor the supply and increase the growth in the overall strategy. We'll go next, Nick. It's just working on the slide here. While he's working on that, you can see that since we've done that, we've actually seen an increase in or a reduction in terms of the overall cells that are coming in, which is great. There are people that are still trying to figure out, within our ecosystem right now, of all the granted coins that we have, you notice that we have kind of two different buckets. We have the pre-bridge and then the post-bridge. Post-bridge is going to be our weeks trading, our central exchange. That's where we want to encourage people that are interested in increasing their holdings. Go ahead and buy on weeks. If you're bullish and you want to buy and hold, weeks is an awesome solution for that. It will help with marketing, our marketing spend. Obviously, whenever you're marketing a token, you want to, if it's not an ICO or a fair launch, you're just basically marketing the token, you really want to see a growing chart. And so our strategy is really to manage that supply. The Treasury will purchase some of the supply on weeks in order to retain some of that supply to relieve some of that sell pressure. That will help out tremendously. We've also come out with Vitruveo Exchange. This is a partnership product. This is not a Vitruveo product, but it is whitelisted or white labeled rather for Vitruveo. And this creates a great pathway for people that do want to sell the token but not affect the price. So the Vitruveo Exchange, if you're interested in selling pre-bridge or Vitruveo tokens granted, Vitruveo tokens that you don't necessarily want to sell right now, but you're not able to bridge, the Vitruveo Exchange is a great option for that. If you want to trade the token, meaning you want to make, $5 here, $5 there, $100 here, $100 there, we also want to encourage you to use Vitruveo Exchange for that. That way, we're not putting spot orders on weeks. We really we would love to see more market orders, just buy and hold on the weeks while we do our marketing spend. That will just help in terms of driving up the support and resistant levels for our price, which is great. So we want to encourage that. But we obviously have created multiple pathways for all of our holders in order for you to participate in any way you see fit. We also have a new option, which is going to be an OTC DApp. Many of you have seen that in the past. I think maybe 2 months ago, we had a couple of OTC DApps that were by community members. We are going to bring back one of the DApps. And if you're the type of holder that just wants to exit fast, or if maybe you're a creator where, let's say, you have 1,000 Vitru and you don't want to have to wait for the sell on Vitruveo Exchange or for weeks, and you're looking for fast capital, you can go ahead and list that Vitru and name your price. And that way you can get fast USDC, you can exit, and it's a great way. You don't have to wait for the passport. You don't have to wait for anything like that. So the pathways for selling really are going to be Vitruveo Exchange, as well as the OTC. And if any people are on weeks in terms of the Vitru that's already been bridged over, you're welcome to sell as well. Treasury and other buyers will probably pick that up. But that's kind of overall the pathways that we've created for holders. Is traders, we want to encourage you to use Vitruveo Exchange. Sellers, go ahead and use Vitruveo Exchange. People that need fast money, you can go ahead and do a listing on the OTC. And buyers, we want to encourage you to use the week's pathway. Hopefully that makes sense. We issued this chart last week. It's kind of a very busy chart. But this just kind of demonstrates the buckets. Obviously in red at the top, you'll see sell, trade, OTC, and Vitruveo Exchange or Vitex. This is kind of, Nick put this pathway together because some people were getting really confused with USDC pull and the wrapping function, and it was just very confusing. So Nick put together this infographic really to demonstrate the different buckets so you can kind of understand how everything works together. In terms of a very simple way to explain this, the first section is before the bridge. After this section where it says market order buys, that's where Weeks would be, or Pancake Swap, or Uniswap, the DEX trading. So obviously, if you're looking to buy and pick up more Vitruveo, we want to encourage you to stay on the right. If you're looking to sell, we want you to stay on the left. The left would be Vitruveo exchange, as well as the OTC trading. And then the buys would be obviously on the weak side. So hopefully we can get some traction on that. And at that point, we can then increase our marketing spend once we really do see positive traction on our price growth. And then we can increase the holder base. That's really the whole strategy. And then once we get the price to a certain level, we can do some very minor treasury sells in order to increase our marketing spend. And all of our treasury transactions will be public, so you guys will know exactly what's going on there. But that's kind of our strategy as a whole, in order to meet the needs of the community, those that want to sell, those that want to trade, those that want to sell fast, and then those that want to buy and hold. So that's our strategy there. We'll go next, Nick. Yeah, and Nick, did you want to cover this, or? I know you put this slide together.
Yeah. So we referenced this last week, but we'll reaffirm some of these things here. We have this exchange here. It's a partner project. We love it. It's because it enables folks who want to, as you showed in your chart, to sell, buy and sell, but without impacting our charts here. So Vitruveo Exchange is up and running, and you can go check it out. It's very easy to use. You can not only trade on Vitruveo, but other chains also. So the key question that I get asked quite a bit is about, using the name Vitruveo, and we just want to clarify that we looked at this and looked at it as a community project by our responsible community members, and we felt that in the future we might come up with a partner program where we are able to license the name for certain unique purposes. We feel that this is a one-time good experiment to see how things work out. So there are significant benefits that will come to the community from having this exchange, including Vibe revenue. So we feel that the risk is low, and we want to keep trying it out. Okay, back to you, Mike.
Okay, let's go through the roadmap really quick. I know that there's a lot of questions because the ecosystem is expanding very, very quickly, and there's a lot of questions in terms of what's the team's priority in terms of over the next, say, 60 days. First thing that we're going to be managing is really the treasury buyback. We're going to be purchasing the Vitruveo token on the weeks to manage the supply, increase sell buy pressure. So that's something that's going to be a big priority for us. Then we're going to evaluate spot orders. So people that are still selling on weeks, we'll evaluate that and see what the amount is. If we find that there's still large amounts when the price dips, we'll probably snatch it up and hold those tokens in the treasury. And when we feel like we've have less erratic pricing and we start to see more of a steady growth, that's when we'll push our full marketing campaign for the protocol and really start marketing Vitruveo to the public, and really increasing that activity, increasing our holder count, increasing our Discord membership. And at that point, we can start to see, as trading volume increases and we start to see less swings, we start to see maturity, and we start to see, a pretty consistent floor and resistant price. At that point, we can start loosening up with passports and kind of building things out, shift our focus away from the protocol, and then really start on building the ecosystems and then onboarding projects. So we do have a strategy in order for onboarding projects. We just need to see more volume in order for projects to be attracted to our chain. New projects, in order to onboard a project, you need a few things. Newer projects are going to want grants. They're going to want funding. They're going to want volume because they don't want to build on a blockchain that's not mature, because they're looking to obviously get a lot of volume and traction on their project, and they want the chain to have that. So in order to attract a lot of projects to the chain, we got to make some noise. And the best way to make a noise is for people to FOMO in, for price action. In order to, once we have the price action, we can start running PR campaigns. As we build treasury assets and we get off seed capital, and we're more creating revenue on the blockchain, then we can afford hackathons, we can afford grants in order for new projects to build on chain. And that's when you start to see a critical mass. When you go back to any blockchain, whether it's Sol, whether it's Polkadot, whether it's Ethereum, Binance, you'll always see that as soon as the blockchain launches, there's kind of a real low price. It's at 20 cents, 30 cents, maybe $1. And then all of a sudden you'll see a critical mass and adoption starts to happen, and the blockchain skyrockets. The price skyrockets, the volume skyrockets. All of this is due to projects onboarding. And then once you become the new flavor of the month, everybody kind of gets on board, and you start to see massive adoption, which is something that we want to get to as quickly as possible. So not selling on weeks will definitely help that, guys. And we can really start moving the chain upwards. After we do the marketing, tracking the trading activity, obviously we'll work with the developers of Vitruveo Exchange, refine some of those features and benefits that are a part of the Vitruveo Exchange, and obviously the Creator OTC dApp. We want to get to a point where we don't have any passports, any bridges, or not bridges, but any supply management tools that we're using from granted coins that we granted from our original holders. We really want to remove all of those limitations and those restrictions and really come to a free market system. That's something that we hope to see over the next maybe 3 to 6 months, somewhere around there. Until then, we're going to be monitoring supply from granted tokens, and then that way, we can really be responsible and manage the price and manage the growth. Once we get all of that's going to take place in February, which we're in right now. That's really what our priorities are. Probably next week, Nick and I will be working on FlixFund pitch deck. Obviously, that is our film vertical, and it's progressing really, really well. Our partners are building the advisory board. We have people from Paramount Studios that are going to be a part of the advisory board for FlixFund. This is a serious project. This is a very big project, and we're very excited and very optimistic with how this is going to be well received. As you know, FlixFund is not just a crowdsourcing funding for mainstream movies. This really is quite different in that it's on chain. And it's going to work very similar to not a traditional security like a REIT or an ETF or anything like that. But the concept is there will be a pool of films and a funding pool, and an individual holder of FlixFund and participant of FlixFund will be able to invest in FlixFund and invest in not just one film, but a pool of films that'll be categorized by different budgets and different profit centers. So it's a very, very innovative model. So many people are very interested in this concept, and we really need to finish the pitch deck. So we're hoping to get that done, or at least start on it next week. We may even be able to get it done next week, but that's going to be the goal. We'll probably go through a series of refining it once we run it through the advisors. And then at that point, we can come up with a finished product. At that point, we can either go public, or we can do maybe a Series A VC funding. We're going to kind of, review all of that and even work with our advisors on that. It's quite possible that we can get secure some capital through our advisors with their connections, and that's something that we're extremely excited about. In March as well, we actually have a really exciting update on Vortex. We have a really exciting concept that we're playing around with. That's why we've had some of the delays. Nick and I have really tried to shift gears rather than working on 5-6 things simultaneously, and then development is very slow. We've really shifted gears and really tried to focus on our minimum valuable products, our MVPs, based on getting those to the point where the flywheel is enacted, and that way we're not just, there's this slow growth with everything, and then we have burn rate. So we really want to go to market with and start generating revenue for the blockchain. Obviously, the first priority is the blockchain. We want to get the blockchain. We just listed, 10 days ago, 9 days ago. So we really want to get the protocol token, the main thing that funds everything that we do, to a point where it's mature and it's maturing and it's in a positive direction. That's going to be our main priority. Obviously, with Exhibit, we want to expedite print on demand. That's going to be a revenue vertical for us. It's actually going to generate revenue. So we really want to expedite that and go to market with that. And then obviously stores will be a marketing tool, and then streams will come a little bit later. Streams is going to be a little more difficult in order to go to market really quick on that, unless we have partnerships that are in place. That being said, we feel that print on demand is going to be a quicker go to market product, and we feel we can generate some substantial revenue for that. Our gaming vertical with Blocks, we are going to be coming out with the Vortex white paper. We will factor in Orbit on how that's going to play. We've got kind of a really cool update. You guys are going to be so jazzed once you see what we're going to be doing with Orbit. We should have an update on that in March, and have a white paper to show you. We're patterning this game off of a current game that's doing about $2 billion a year in revenue. There's a game that came out in 2023. If you research mobile games, and we're kind of trying to tackle a Web 2 or a mobile Web 2, Web 3 hybrid game, but we're modeling it after a very successful model. A lot of these games are doing anywhere from 300 million to 2 billion in revenue, just this game. And we're really monitoring off the math and the format of the game. And then we'll have incredible things, because we're a blockchain. It's not just a lot of these mobile games, you'll buy packs and you'll buy upgrades and you'll make investments in the game, but you actually don't get to keep that money. It just goes to the company. The way we're structuring it is you will own the assets. So if you upgrade a tech center, you actually own that tech center that you can market or sell on a secondary market. So if you decide that you don't want to play the game anymore, you can sell all your assets. You can exit the game and actually make revenue, which is incredible. The other thing that we want to do is have all of the features and assets. If you do decide to exit the game, have a credit that you can apply to another game that is on the Blocks ecosystem. So there's a lot of benefits that we're going to be coming out with that current games that are doing 2 billion a year don't offer, because they're not built on a blockchain. They don't have the functionality of marketplaces and that sort of thing. So we're really going to come out with something cool on that. And obviously the print on demand, we're hoping to go to market with that in March. We'll have an update on that, depending upon the vendor that we're using, as well as the credit card supplier. We have Nick is working on the credit card processing feature, on how that's going to be built in, because it is a Web 2 product. We shouldn't have the problems with credit card processing that typical credit card processing companies have with crypto companies. So we should bypass that concern. And then at that point, I really do see us really dumping a significant amount of capital into marketing for Exhibit, for the print on demand. It's a very, very unique feature that Tezos and OpenSea and some of these other companies really don't have any option like that. So at that point, we're going to go to critical mass on trying to bring in. We feel that the artists will flood in because we should have adequate liquidity at that point. Then we'll have the art buyers as well. And then by April, we're looking to, possibly list VTX, which is the Vortex token. And we should have the white paper done. And then that will be a public raise to build out development for the game. I have a meeting on Monday with a developer, a company that does mobile game development. And so we're going to be talking about the project and securing our vendors as we build out the white paper and complete that. So big mouthful, but that's kind of our roadmap on what we're focused on right now, guys. And thank you for your patience on some of these things, but we really did need to zero in and go more with focusing on one vertical at a time and really build it out, get it to market, and then so that we can scale and grow. Yeah.
All right. That's very, very good. Thank you very much. Okay, a couple more topics. The next one is community projects. I think today is a very big day. I think a lot of you who spend time in Discord know that it's a special day because one of our big projects here, Garfield's project Sabong Evolution, is having its pink sale kicking off today, this afternoon. If you're in the US here, Pacific time, 4 p.m., it is midnight, February 15th UTC time, where the pink sale is kicking off for the Arcevo X token. So I believe they'll be posting more information about that in Discord once it's live, but it is a big moment for them. So wish you all the luck, and really, really, I'm grateful. I can't say this enough for Garfield's support in so many different ways. So let's see, what's our next topic? Well, I think that is it. So that is it for today. So thanks all. What I'm going to do is we'll just start taking some questions now. But let me first update this deck so that you can access it, because in particular, I think people will want the information about the vibes, which is cool. So there we go. It's been updated, and you can go to that link now, and you should be able to get to the deck. All right, let's start taking some questions.
Let's do it. Okay, can you use your own custom domain name? Speaking
Not
about
yet.
stores, not yet.
Remember, guys, we are working on MVPs, all right? Minimum viable products. So when you see a product here, just assume that it's not going to have a ton of bells and whistles. It's going to be the most important things that are needed to get going. And then we'll add later on features like that. Custom domain names is an important feature, but it is not necessary for operating the store. And so we put it as a v.next.
Mm-hmm. And we have just a comment about the framing, and it may have to be adjusted for phones. So maybe we can look into that.
Yeah, we are not targeting mobile at the moment, but we will do that.
Perfect. Can stores be incorporated into our own websites?
Yeah, so if you look at the fact that you can compose the UI, there's a little gear up there, and it gives you the ability to hide whatever components you want, and then you can iframe that if you'd like to. We would not recommend it, because I think you'll find that the user experience, in particular for buying when it comes to credit cards, etc., will fail if it's embedded in a website, simply because most of the credit card providers, in order to prevent scams and fraud, etc., do not allow an iframed website to initiate a credit card transaction. So the crypto might work, it will work actually, but the credit card transactions will probably throw an error to the user. So best not to embed. Best to apply your own branding.
Okay. We had a question about resolution. Can we add the 8,000 by 12,000 to the already consigned art?
This is a question about print on demand. We are not ready to take any questions on that yet.
Okay. All right. Some of the people were saying that the studio was still grayed out. I tried it, Nick, and it was grayed out for me when I logged in. So maybe we
I
can look
pinged
into that.
Norberto, and he assured me that they did do it. So if you can retry it, please, it should work.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and can the customer filter within the store?
Yeah, that's
Or is
the
it-
idea behind it. The filter that you create in the store is an overarching top level filter. As far as the customer is concerned, that filter is invisible to them. They don't know it exists. So, for example, if you create a store with two artists, an artist A and artist B, you have a store with those, and someone can come and search for artist C on there, and they won't find it, even though artist C's artwork exists on our site. So it is an overarching filter, and then within that, the customer can filter just as they normally would on search.
Okay. Is there any update on Dove?
Yes, I actively worked on it a lot this week, but also been doing lives practically every day this week, and haven't had a chance to actually wrap it up. I'll try and finish it up over the weekend and launch it next week as early as possible.
Very cool. The traders will definitely be excited about that.
Yeah.
Bugs Life asks on the next central exchange. Weeks has very low volume from new coins. Just asking for a friend. Yeah. So we have the next central exchange picked out. We just need to. There's a couple steps that we have to take before we go to another central exchange. We're looking at aggregation between the central exchange, the dexes, and for simplicity's sake, we just want to scale a little organically and make sure that we can just grow a little bit, create a FOMO, and then at that point we can bring in the next central exchange. But we do have the next central exchange. I think we've made a decision on which one we're going to be going with, and then we're just going to raise a little capital in order for the listing fees and that sort of thing. We just got to be careful. But yes. Hi, everyone. Just a little reminder about our scheduled Vitruveo space this Sunday at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Come and join. Yeah, I've actually had the pleasure of joining Mystique on some of her scheduled spaces, and it really is a cool vibe. If you guys haven't had a chance to attend those, definitely go. You'll get a really clear picture of what it's like to be a creator on Vitruveo. You'll be able to see what they're excited about, what some of their concerns are about, some of the ideas that they're coming up with, and see what they're excited about. And it's a very, very cool vibe, no pun intended, just to be a part of those. And Mystique, thank you so much for all that you do for the creators. You're just an incredible leader. And just a great person to have a part of our ecosystem. So thank you so much for all that you do. And Space asks if Vitruveo Stream can buy up, or Vitruveo Team, sorry, can buy up low price Vitru and then also try to flood the SEX with higher sell orders. Yeah, I mean, no issues there. That's going to be part of the strategy that we have.
No,
go ahead, Nick.
I think is trying to be clever here.
Mm-hmm.
They are saying that we're going to dump, basically. That's how
no,
I
we're not.
interpreted it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So why would we go through all this effort of being strategic in our supply management and do that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, our any sales that the Treasury do are probably going to be market orders, but we will have. I don't know if Arco's finished with that, but there is going to be a channel in Discord that will have all the Treasury transactions, so that everything can be tracked and monitored, so that trust and transparency is there. And then we'll also do a minor update on any sales that happen from our operations or for marketing, and we'll have a detailed list whenever that happens. But nothing is planned at this point. We really just want to work on the price at this point. That's the last that I had starred, Nick.
Okay.
So do you see
I'm
any
sure
others?
there are other questions. I see still. So VLAN is still having problem with getting to stores. It is open for everybody at this point. So not sure how we can address that.
Mhm.
There are no limitations. Yeah. Let's see here.
Yep. So it looks like it's working. Everybody talking about stores.
Yeah, there's a question here about art cards. We definitely didn't deprecate it. We were so focused on stores. I took it's my fault. We need a 2 week lead time before we can get art cards going for a particular event, and I did not think about Valentine's Day. And by the time I thought about it, it was like 3 days ago, and it was too late. We couldn't do anything. So that won't happen again. It is a first class citizen. We launched it very rapidly in order for the holidays, but now we need to step back and make it part of our product cycle, and so that it flows along and is not event centric. So we'll do that, but we just missed the opportunity on this one.
Yep. How is the airdrop for the 20 million staking coming along for Verse and Civo X?
Yeah, so I did all the airdrops for Vibe this morning. Guys, you need to understand that each of these is an individual query, individual scripts, etc. The 20 million one is a bit complicated because we have to filter out only those stakers that did the Verse related stake, and then query those and do that. So we'll do that. We can. I think with Garfield, we are targeting trying to catch up with all the airdrops by the weekend. So with Verse, I'll with the Vibe things just done, which took the better part of most of the night to get done by this morning. I'll say we can get Verse done probably by Monday or Tuesday. Now the Vibe one was kind of important because it's time sensitive in the sense that people can claim and stake and all that. The Verse one has zero time sensitivity to it right now. So I'm inclined to prioritize projects right now that are time sensitive versus the Verse one, which is just nice to have a good feeling that, oh, I got more Verse in my wallet, but it does absolutely nothing because we are not yet using that to claim revenues.
Yep. And G Giant says traction is increasing. Let's go. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we were telling you guys about a month ago that things are going to start ramping up. And once we get the blockchain listed and we can kind of put that behind us, once we get the protocol, did you want to, we didn't touch on that. I don't think we did on the protocol reset.
Yeah, we don't have an update on that yet. So when we have an update, we'll provide it.
Perfect. But once we get that stuff behind us, we can really start building out the verticals and then assign team leads for each vertical. And then at that point, we can scale and go to critical mass really quick. But MVPs, man, it just takes a long time to get one MVP done and to build the infrastructure in order to support that MVP just takes time. But we're now at the point where MVPs are going to start getting released and we can start really scaling, which is exciting. Thanks so much, Mystique. Nick and the team are the most honest, open, and transparent team I've ever had the privilege to know. In my 14 years of Web3 and NFT, I've never seen this level of transparency ever. I have a huge respect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
She has the best voice too. Have you ever heard her voice?
Yeah. Yes.
She's so elegant,
It's very soothing.
It's very soothing. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Claudia has a support issue. What shall I do? I'm still missing some vibe from February Minters 11th, 7th through 10th. If you want to open up a ticket in Discord and just tag Arco on that, unless Nick, you have a comment on that?
Yeah, I specifically told people to not open tickets about airdrops because it just generates more work for moderators, and generally I don't know exactly how we can handle it. We need to have a protocol for that, but I count the airdrop issues into two buckets. One is an impatience bucket where people are like, where's my airdrop, where's my airdrop, where's my airdrop? And you have to assume that an airdrop is not the absolute highest priority given all the priorities we are working with. So it will happen. You just have to be a little patient. Now, if your specific one got missed, most of the time, after going through the process, we find out that that there was an issue in the sense that they think they didn't get it, but they actually weren't eligible for more. So in this case, I will need to go back and look, but all of them have been fulfilled at this point. If you didn't get it, more than likely it's because it's a duplicate. So what I mean by a duplicate is that you might have one twice in the same session or something, and we eliminated those duplicates. So that might be an issue. There were a couple of them, and we did filter them out. I'll review the information again, and if there's any that are missing, we'll redo it. But I think we're pretty much caught up at this point.
G Giant, yeah, thanks for bringing this up. Actually, Discord does have a new how-to section, and it's awesome, you guys. I remember talking with Nick about getting this done like 5 months ago, and it's finally done. So thank you, Arco, for putting that together. If you guys look at your suggested channels, on the left-hand side, it'll start with how to, and really add that possibly as a favorite. And then you can see all the different how-tos, and obviously this is going to be a developing channel where we can add a lot of our walkthroughs. And so that's very, very cool. I'm very excited about that. So thank you, Arco, for putting that together. Okay. I think that's it, Nick.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we'll get moderating on stores quickly. I'm just here to see. We haven't moderated yet, but we'll be doing that very rapidly because I see a few have created. So thank you for that, and we'll keep it going. But thanks all. Appreciate all of you, and have a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you again. I'll probably see you tomorrow night because I want to announce the Saturday Night Fever. I'll get that time for that scheduled and get that going. So thanks all, and have a good weekend.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.